Beat it up.
So, I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah. What makes a classic album?
Well, that's a good question because I have no idea, man. You know why I don't have no idea?
Why?
It's because this one thing, right? And I don't know, you remember, I was with you when this happened. You know what I mean? People always say Illmatic is such a classic album. You know what I'm saying? Got 5 mics in the sauce, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard it was written, I thought that was better than Illmatic. I know I'm going to get killed for this. I thought that was better than Illmatic. I remember me and Rock sitting in Rock crib. We was younger, going over It Was Written. Every song, every word, right? It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Me and Rock on every song, like, damn, this is dope. This is that. This is that.
I don't think nobody gonna kill you.
So I would think, you know what I'm saying? Back then I thought It Was Written, classic album, man, 5 mics. But it didn't get 5 mics, and it's not known as a classic album. Illmatic is known as a classic album.
You don't think It Was Written is known as a classic album?
Nah, it's not.
Probably
even listen, Jay-Z said in this when he said one was this, one was alright, the other was Illmatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The alright one was It Was Written. You know what I'm saying? He called it the classic Illmatic. So
all right, I'm saying just because Jay-Z said it don't make it true.
You're right, but I'm just saying how people view it, other people.
But I will say this: ain't nobody gonna bother you, bro. I don't think so. I've been saying It Was Written was my favorite Nas album for decades. I've been saying it publicly. I know everybody ain't scared of me. I know if somebody, you know what I'm saying, like nigga, a nigga will have the debate, but niggas don't talk to me crazy about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I do. I feel like Buckshot said something to me that was ill a long time ago. You might have heard him say it too. Salute to my brother Buckshot. He said, it took for me to do an album for me to know how to do an album.
Right.
That shit sounds simple, but it ain't. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like you could do an album not knowing what you're doing. A lot of us did. A lot of people did. You know what I'm saying? It just be raw talent. Somebody be steering you. You got a manager. You got a label. You got a big homie or whatever, a team. You just got the personality and the talent, and they be like, "Yo, you got to do this," or you could just be figuring it out on your own. But once you get that one done, then you know how to do one. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was true for a lot of MCs. I like Big Daddy Kane's second album the best. I like Redman's second album the best. You know what I'm saying? Most niggas will disagree. Most niggas have disagreed with me on that, but. So so again, it's like I was surprised when you said so emphatically that you have no idea, because I was thinking something like that. I'm like, I don't even really know, B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to me, I think what makes a classic album is time. I think that people don't know it's a classic in the beginning of doing a project. You know what I'm saying? Like when a project first drops, I barely ever hear anybody say, that's a classic. That's a classic album. You know what I'm saying? They don't say it's classic until time then passed and they reflect on how dope that time period was that they were listening to that record in, and how that brings them back to a certain kind of time in our space or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, but Rec, have you ever heard the term instant classic?
Yeah, but I think people just label stuff that because they think it's dope. But
Biggie's album wasn't a classic album?
You said whose?
Biggie's. Ready to Die.
Yeah, Ready to Die for sure.
First album was a classic album.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Nobody knew it was a classic right then and there until later down the line when people start listening back to it and be like, yo, that collection of songs is a classic. I think that immediately when a person does an album, they think it's dope and it's a good album, but it doesn't become classic until years pass or time passes or that artist is gone and that project can't be made again. You know what I'm saying?
I think
that
people have
is classic.
I think people have a good chance at when they first come out to get a classic, but it's hard after you have to do your second and third album to try to do a classic. Even though it happens sometimes, I think it's harder. You know what I mean?
Like my favorite.
I don't think Jay-Z's. I think what you saying, Rec, like with Jay-Z first joint, that happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Over time, it became a classic. What was it? The first one? Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah, Reasonable Doubt.
But then I think the Blueprint, the first one, is a classic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
I feel like, look, I feel like in regards to Jay-Z, I feel like first of all, I want to say like his first album was one of my favorite. My favorite Jay-Z albums was Reasonable Doubt and the Black Album. His first one and his supposed to be last one when he faked us out. You know what I'm saying? But by the time when I heard the Black Album, I feel like I was on some this is an instant classic. Cause you just hear these records, you hear these songs where it's like, this nigga ain't make no mistakes. He did everything right. You understand what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. And, I do feel like the term instant classic and classic gets thrown around way too loosely. But then, again...
Because I don't even think the Black Album is a classic. So that's why I can't say what's a classic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. This is a tricky one. Let's try to figure this shit out right quick.
Because to me, when you talk about Jay-Z, like to me, like Reasonable Doubt, classic. The first Blueprint is a classic to me. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, the joint where Too Short and all that joint is on it. With Hard Knock Life. With Hard Knock Life. That's a classic.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think he got like 3-4 classics, man.
See, you know what I think the thing is too?
The Black Album, it's not on my classic list of Jay-Z. I don't know why, man.
I love that.
You're not the only one that said that, though. You're not the only one that said that.
Yeah.
I think when a person basically like pushes the line and does something different and outside of the norm, and then you look at it like, yo, that's completely different, so I never heard that sound before, then that's what can make it a classic after you give it some time. You know what I'm saying? I think if a person just does a dope album and it has like the regular same stuff that everybody else is doing, it'll be harder for that to be labeled a classic without, you know what I'm saying? Like
without it standing the test of time.
Exactly, without the test of time.
All right. I feel you, because like Nocturnal.
But that can't be true all the time, because it's like, when I heard Ready to Die, that was a classic. And I just heard it. I didn't wait 2 years to know it was a classic. I didn't.
But it was a lot of stuff they did on that project that nobody was doing at the time.
When I heard Nas, It Was Written, I thought it was a classic. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but I thought it was. As soon as I heard it, I said, oh man, this is a classic. I never heard an album like this before at that time.
That's exactly what I was saying. You never heard of anything that sounded like that.
But it wouldn't take me a year or 2 years or 3 to figure out, hey, this is a classic.
But I mean, I think the masses wouldn't label it a classic until after some time passed. I don't think that everybody listened to it and said, because even when it comes to like listening to stuff and it being completely different than the normal sound, you're not going to hear it immediately and digest it and be like, yo, that's the new thing. You're going to listen to it and be like, that's different.
Let me ask you a question. Onyx. You know about Onyx?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Listen to Onyx. Is their album a classic?
The original, the first one?
The first one. I think so.
There's some classic songs on it. I wouldn't say the whole album.
Hmm?
What you say, Onyx? The album, it's not.
Yeah.
It broke some barriers. It's kind of like classic, man.
Nah, that shit is like their first album is definitely a classic. I mean, I can't say definitely because we don't know, but I definitely consider it a classic. But here's the thing, bro.
Well, why do you think that that's a classic? Like, what makes you believe that album's a classic?
Me?
What elements? Yeah, what elements of it make you think that?
Well, one, I feel like they changed the game.
Well, they definitely did that.
Like they was the first niggas that I could think of, and I could be wrong. Like I don't study this shit. Like I am this shit. I don't have to study what I already am. I mean, I guess I do, but whatever. Moving along, right? Fucking like Onyx was the first niggas who, like, there was a group of bald heads You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were screaming at the top of their lungs.
Nobody was.
You know what I mean?
Like that.
Nobody wasn't really doing that. They was talking about throw your guns in the air. NWA hadn't even did that, did they?
Yeah, nah.
Like throw your guns in the air. Like I mean, you know, NWA was fuck the police. You know, a bitch, but they kind of still had some sort of social conscience. Like Onyx was just with the bullshit. You understand? Or at least that's the feeling I got. And so I felt like they changed. They helped usher in some new shit.
Exactly. You just said exactly what I said. They introduced something completely different.
No, I was agreeing with you when I said that though. When you asked me, you know what I mean? And plus, and the songs they had, you know, throw your guns in the air, fucking slam. Fucking what else they had? Shifty, low down. Look, I remember one time Ruck came in my crib. My mom's let him in my crib, right? While I was still asleep. I woke up to the nigga Ruck's hand on my face like this. Said, I got struck by lightning and the thunder. He was just stupid like that. I woke up laughing. Like it was a great wake up. Like, you know, I tell some people that story, they be like, why would he do that? I'm like, because he's a fucking genius. That was the best wake up. You understand what I'm saying? But Onyx, that was Onyx influence. Like them niggas were a part of our culture. Like, you know, them niggas were, you know, they changed the way we look and the way we, you know, and the way we rap and shit like that. And them songs was fire. Them niggas was really, like, nobody hadn't heard nothing like Sticky Fingers before.
Nah, not that kind of voice.
Not that kind of energy either. Like, he was ridiculous with it.
To Monsta Mondayz Podcast. Please join us every Monday from 8 to 10 p.m. West Coast time and 11 to 1 a.m. East Coast time. Every single Monday, Monsta Monday on the Dash app. Also, check out these awesome shows from the rest of our podcasting family. Funny Farm, East New York Radio, All Elements Mix Show, The Star Power Collective, La Cosa Nostra Radio, 5150 Mix Show, Block News Live, Vinyl Coffee Mix Show, and Hidden Gems. Check them all out under the Delicious Vinyl radio station.